Chief Minister Conrad Sangma attended the Golden Jubilee of the All Meghalaya Karbi Association on Thursday, honouring Karbi leaders' contributions to statehood. He announced ₹50 lakh for a Karbi Culture Centre and reaffirmed the government's commitment to preserving cultural diversity. Addressing Assam-Meghalaya border challenges, he highlighted efforts to resolve dispute, including the construction of a school in a disputed area under the Chief Minister's Special Development Fund. On the Karbi nomenclature issue, he confirmed a committee is reviewing the demand to replace Mikir. He also expressed openness to expanding representation for unrepresented tribes under the 125 Constitutional Amendment Bill. To promote local languages, he announced plans to introduce Khasi and Garo in all Meghalaya schools, fostering unity and cultural inclusion.
The endeavour of this government to ensure that we are able to carry along every single community with us as we move forward. The cultural centre, which I also personally feel is something that is important. I have always stressed that without culture, without tradition, without the different dances, without the different clothes, we are nobody. We are just like anybody else. It is our culture that gives us the identity that we have today as Khasis, as Garos, as Rabas, Koch, Hajong, or Karbis. And therefore, I've been supporting our Rabha brothers and sisters. Hajong, Koch, even the Man Association has approached me. And we're helping each one of them. And therefore, taking a cue again from our local MLA, I would like to announce that I will be giving 50 lakhs for the cultural centre to be built. We will see how it goes. And as we move along, if more support is required, I assure the President and Secretary and the Association, we will continue to support you. And we will give the necessary funds in order to be able to revive, to keep the culture, to be able to protect it, to be able to allow our youngsters to continue this culture, to learn, to practice, and keep that identity, which is what makes you Karbis. There are challenges. I don't deny that. There are differences. There are complications which have been there for many, many decades. Very difficult to resolve some of them. But while we work towards trying to resolve these very, very vexed issues, there can be an environment of peace, an environment of brotherhood, an environment of respect, an environment where we can live in peace and harmony. In spite of the challenges, and while we work to resolve them, it may take us maybe months or years. One cannot say. We are trying. But it was very easy. It would have been done many, many years back. But in spite of these challenges and difficulties, in the last many years, in spite of the tension we get, I get calls at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, that some situation is happening somewhere along the border. I don't want to share all of those situations with all of you, but this is what we go through. But in spite of that, I've seen that there has been an effort from the Assam government, the Meghalaya government, and the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council to see how we could at least work, maintain peace, and as I said, work in harmony with each other. There is an area of difference where there are no schools. Children have to study sometimes in open, sometimes in somebody's house, sometimes under the tree. And because of the differences and complications in the border, they never had schools. No building ever in the last 52 years. It is Charles who came to me. He said, "Sir, can we give some school building to them from your Chief Minister's Special Development Fund?" I said, "I have no problem. But we have to take the KAAC and the Assam government into confidence and go ahead with the schools." One phone call I had with Mr. Abhijit, one phone call with Mr. Tuliram, and you won't believe it. In a matter of 2 minutes, we all agreed that the Chief Minister's Special Development Fund money will be used. We will work together to ensure that those children who have been deprived of a school for so many decades will finally get a school now. And today, those schools are being constructed. Those schools are being constructed. And like that, many areas where 5 years back, 10 years back, nobody could imagine that the governments would work together, would try to resolve the problem, would give the development that the people deserve. Today is being made possible. Yes, challenges are there. Yes, challenges will be there. And my message to our CEM, and of course to the CM of Assam, is that the way we have been able to move forward today, not saying that things are perfect, but I can say that things are moving forward in the right direction. Let us continue. Let us continue to be committed to our people. Let us continue to understand the pain that people go through. And we can be instrumental in bringing down those tensions and issues to a very large extent while we work towards resolving the border issue. And our commitment is there. Border issue is not a simple issue to resolve, please understand. And it's a political challenge also, apart from being a technical challenge. And therefore many governments in the past may not have tried to go into it too much, but we feel it's our responsibility to do so. And I once again take this opportunity to thank especially CEM, Mr. Tuliram, Mr. Abhijit, and the Assam Chief Minister for working in a positive way to find solutions. Regarding the different issues that have been mentioned by our General Secretary of the Meghalaya Indigenous Scheduled Tribe Forum, yes, I'm aware. There are many issues regarding the nomenclature of the Mikir into the Karbi word. Again, a challenge that has to be taken up all the way at the top level. Process has started, but it is very complicated and we are moving forward in that aspect also. I will not be able to give you a date or a time that this is the time frame we're looking at, because it's something that has got many aspects to it. At many levels we have to work. But the process has started. The process has started. We have initiated a working group where the Commissioner Secretary of Social Welfare heads this working group, is aware about this issue, has to be taken up along with other demands of other communities, other minority groups, to be then further sent to Government of India. We will work in a consistent manner, in a committed manner, to find ways and means on how we're able to take this issue forward and hopefully find a positive resolution to those issues. I know there are concerns that have been raised regarding many other points. Our concerns regarding the different issues, whether it's the amendment of the Constitution, the 125th Amendment Bill. Yes, there are a lot of concerns in that, and we have shared with Government of India that if the need arises, since the number of nominated members is large, the governments will be in a position to expand and to look at it and figure out if there is a need at that point in time to be able to include members from unrepresentative tribes, as mentioned. And therefore, the option is not closed. Let me be very clear. The option is not closed. The proposal is to have 4 nominated members, and the government will have the option to have these members from any of the tribal communities that are there. So therefore, the option is not closed. It's not mandatory, but it's not an option that's closed. The option will be there, and then governments, whichever governments will be there, will be in a position with 4 nominated members to be able to push this issue forward. Regarding the languages, we are very concerned about this. I have been advocating for introduction of at least Garo and Khasi language to all our students throughout the state. And this is something that I personally believe is important. Our students from Khasi Hills are not able to understand a word of Garo. And similarly, our students from Garo Hills are not able to understand a single word of Khasi. And therefore, we are examining. It's very challenging, let me tell you, but we're examining the possibility of at least to some extent, making it mandatory to certain class where students must learn both Garo and Khasi so that they're at least able to communicate and understand.